Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day video. I'm super excited to have this out for you guys because I know that you love these videos. If you are new around here, my name is Becca. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm super passionate about nutrition, but I'm also equally as passionate about intuitive eating, which means I base my diet solely on listening to my body. I personally don't cut anything out of my diet. I don't avoid anything. I just try and focus on eating real whole foods as much as possible, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing I eat. I feel like there is, or I believe that there is, room for everything, and when you don't have anything off limits, it just kind of calms down your whole eating brain, and it just makes life and eating decisions and actually eating a way that's truly healthy physically and mentally so much easier. So in this video, I'm just gonna be taking you guys around with me, just filming everything I'm eating and cooking throughout the day. It's very casual. So if you wanna see what a kind of typical day of eating looks like, just keep watching. Okay, but real quick before we jump into this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about eating in pregnancy. So this is the first What I Eat in a Day video I put out since being pregnant with my third. So I am like 15 weeks and some change when I filmed this video. So at this point, my eating patterns and behaviors have kind of leveled out. I don't really get food aversions. I feel okay eating most things, but my diet in the first trimester and sometimes a little bit beyond, depending on how long I feel really sick, which is normal for me, I don't eat the greatest, okay? And I just wanted to talk about this because I didn't film like a first trimester eating video because I was just so sick and it was just tough. But I wanted to have this conversation because the first trimester and early pregnancy, if you're really sick, it is very hard. And I want you to know that it's okay to eat some junk food, all right? Like, it is survival mode and you have to eat, right? You need calories to sustain your body and all of the new processes that it's going through to create this human on top of all the normal stuff that it does. So you have to eat. So in my opinion, just eat whatever sounds good at the time, regardless if it's like whole food, super healthy, nutrient dense or not. So for me, about half the time I ate a lot of foods like that. Wasn't cooking a whole lot. We ate a lot of takeout. It's just what it is. I hate doing that, but it was just what it was. Because you have to get through and you have to survive, and I always feel the sickest at nighttime. So cooking dinner was really a struggle for me and didn't happen for weeks. Sometimes I would be eating salad and, good proteins and lots of, good fats like avocados and olive oil and things like that. Eggs, just good wholesome food, fruit, things like that. And then there were other times that I was eating pepperoni pizza and takeout burgers and salt and vinegar chips, like things that sounded good. As far as cravings go, I don't get insane, bizarre food cravings. All of my pregnancies have been the same, where I crave spicy stuff, like anything with hot sauce. I want tangy stuff, so like sauerkraut or pickles, that kind of thing. And I also crave fresh, like really cold fruit. That's another like main craving I have. Eggs is another one. Again, I don't have a ton of food aversions, but I do have a hard time eating in general because I'm just so nauseous. So whatever feels good, that's what I would eat. Sometimes it was nutrient dense and healthy. Other times it was the exact opposite, and that is okay. So I just wanted to have that little conversation because you're gonna see in this video I'm eating all healthy food because I feel not normal, but almost back to normal now. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there. If you are in that position right now, sending my love and strength to you. It is not easy, but you will get through it, and just do whatever you have to do to survive. Lots of carbs, lots of cheese, whatever you need. And I promise that it will get better. And once it does, then you can really hone in on, focusing on nutrition and really nutrient dense whole foods to nourish your body and your growing baby. Okay, so starting with breakfast, we have been on a major steel cut oat kick recently. So steel cut oats, out of all the oats that you can buy, are kind of like the least processed. They take the longest to cook, which is why you see me making them in an Instant Pot. So I do 1 cup of steel cut oats and then 1.5 cup milk plus 1.5 cup water. So it's a decent amount of liquid. And the texture of these oats, you guys, they are just chewy and so hearty, and they almost have this subtle nutty flavor to them. They are just so good. And when you do, I don't do all milk, obviously I do half milk, half water, and that still makes them plenty creamy. I also add in a little dash of vanilla as well, but you just cook them on high for 4 minutes and then let the pressure naturally release for about 20 minutes. They're so creamy and so delicious. We love topping it with whatever fresh berries we have in the fridge. Today was blueberries, but it's literally good with anything. Raspberries, blackberries, fresh banana sliced up is so good. And I usually always add a little bit of almond butter as well, just for flavor and for extra protein and fat, just to make it a little bit more filling. But this is also extremely fiber rich. So as far as oats go, they are fairly filling and they are so tasty. Okay, so next I am making my daily latte. I have had this espresso machine for a little over a year now, and I can tell you it is literally one of the best purchases we have ever made. We use it daily. It makes the most amazing, well, technically espresso that we make coffee drinks with, and I'll literally just never go back. The only downside, I will tell you, to having a machine like this is you're gonna become a coffee snob, and regular old cup of joe is just not gonna do it for you anymore. You're gonna want the good stuff. So what I do is I just pull an espresso, a double espresso shot. I actually use decaf. I don't really drink caffeine, not even necessarily because I'm pregnant. I just don't handle caffeine very well. And a while ago, I fully cut it out and I just never really looked back. Just make sure if you're gonna drink decaf, you drink Swiss water processed beans. So they use water to remove the caffeine instead of chemical solvents. But I just pour this over some iced milk, and that is literally it. It's so good, it's creamy, it's delicious, and it's not sweet, which is actually how I like it. Okay, so next up for lunch, I am just reheating some chili we had in the fridge. When it comes to lunch, I am super reliant on either leftovers or something that I like batch cook at the beginning of the week. So maybe it's a big pot of chili, or maybe it's a big bowl of chicken salad that we can make sandwiches or wraps or salads out of. I just need to have something that's prepared or leftovers that I can easily just heat up, because I just don't like to cook in the middle of the day. I don't like to stop my momentum of working and getting stuff done to like cook a big meal. So that is always what works for me. This is super protein rich. I also just shredded up some cheese that we get from, we started getting from a local farm. It's so delicious. And that is what I had for lunch. Super filling, really quick and easy to throw together, and also really tasty. And then after lunch, I had a few of these because I wanted something sweet. If you've never tried these from Trader Joe's, allow me to introduce you to your newest addiction. Seriously, they are so good. They're sweet and salty and crunchy and creamy, and they are just the perfect little something sweet. Okay, so later on, I'm just making myself kind of this like mid-afternoon, I don't even necessarily call this a salad because it's literally just dressed greens. It's about as simple as it gets, but I have been trying to eat daily, or at least most days of the week, a big bowl of greens. I actually love eating this. Like, I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I just pour a little bit of dressing on, and that's literally it. It's so simple, and I have no problem eating this. I enjoy it, and it's also so nutrient dense, great for me and for my growing baby. And this is the dressing that I like to use. It tastes nothing like ranch. I'm not vegan, but I just really like the taste of this dressing. It tastes more like a zesty, creamy Italian, nothing like ranch, but it's really good. Okay, so now moving on to dinner. First, I am slicing up some potatoes, and we are gonna have a favorite, which is breakfast for dinner. It is such an easy way to just get a healthy meal on the table without having to need a recipe or even needing very many ingredients. This is something that we kind of rely on every once in a while when I just don't have anything planned and I'm not trying to order takeout or anything like that. It's just kind of like, well, we have eggs and We might have bread, or in this case, potatoes, which makes it even better. This is kind of like an elevated, I wouldn't necessarily make this meal on any old morning, just because it's more time consuming than like, say, throwing seal cut oats in the Instant Pot. But basically, I'm gonna make a bunch of crispy potatoes in the skillet. So I just put a bunch of avocado oil down, and then when it's super hot, I'll add the potatoes, and I just let them sit there for a few minutes until they get nice and golden brown and crispy on the other side. And then I will start to, you can see it's like nice and crunchy. Then I will start to slowly flip them over, but I don't really flip them very much. I just kind of let them do their thing in there. And my other tip with this is you don't want to add salt until you're right about to serve them, because salt will pull water out and it will take away that crispy, crunchy outer layer, and it will help, you know, contribute to them being more mushy, which is what we don't want. So once our potatoes were all cooked up, I just set them aside and I made some bacon. This is bacon that we get from a farm that's like semi-local to us. I order a lot of meat from them and they actually ship it to me. It's called Grandview Farm. It's in Maryland if you're anywhere near my area, but they ship, I think, like everywhere. Anyway, so we get their bacon, and I'm just gonna cook this up in the skillet. Again, it's super hot, and as you can see, this bacon looks so different than like the bacon that you buy in the store. This is like real farm raised, not messed with, not overly processed, nothing added except for some flavoring, like seasoning kind of bacon, which is how we like it. So now I'm just gonna make some scrambled eggs. So I am cracking open a bunch of eggs from our chickens. They are not laying nearly as much. This is like the time of year where they lay the least, so we kind of have to like wait a few days before we can make like a big batch of scrambled eggs or a big Dutch baby or something like that. And we've also been buying a lot of store-bought eggs these days just to help supplement, because we're just so used to being able to eat a lot of eggs that it's kind of hard to all of a sudden have hardly any. So I just put a little bit of milk and grab a big fork and just go for it. Start scrambling, and you can see how orange the yolks are and how bright yellow that color is. That is because the eggs are super nutrient dense. The eggs from our chickens, they free range all day. They eat grass and worms and bugs, and they forage for whatever tasty stuff they can find, in addition to, you know, the grain that we feed them and the chicken scraps that they get. Kitchen scraps that they get. So it makes a super nutrient dense egg. So here's the final product. Breakfast for dinner, scrambled eggs, potatoes, bacon, a little ketchup. Can't go wrong. All right, you guys, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Go ahead and leave a comment down below with a video you would like to see from me, and also make sure to subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. You can also follow me over on Instagram. I'm just at Becca Bristow. I share pretty much daily what we're up to with our daily life, farmhouse fixing up, small farm, what I'm eating, my little girls, that kind of stuff. So make sure you're following over there as well. But that is all I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.